Hey guys, okay, so in this particular module, we're looking at health literacy, which is probably the most important topic that I want you guys to take away knowledge about in this course because um, it really affects everything that we do when it comes to health promotion and taking care of patients. Health literacy is probably the most important thing. Um, in this assignment, you're going to be looking at health education literature and how does it um, impact, or how well does it impact your target audience. So let's talk just a little bit about target audience. When we're talking about target audience, we're talking about who is this literature um, meant for? Who's supposed to be reading this? So I really want you to delve into who is this meant for? Is it meant for pregnant women? Is it meant for middle-aged men? Is it meant for adults? Is it meant for children? Is it meant for women? But you've got to get a little bit more deeper into that. If you're talking about women, is it meant for all women? Or is it meant for adult women or teenage girls? There's a big difference between teenage girls and adult women. There's a big difference between teenage boys and adult men. So be really specific when you're talking about your target audience. Really get into who that specific target audience is. Is it meant for um, Hispanic, a particular portion of a Hispanic audience, or English speaking audience, or another ethnic relation type of audience, things like that. So get into that when you're talking about your target audience. You're going to be looking at this material for whether or not it's clear and understandable. So make sure that you look at the material that's in your module where it talks about the guidelines for writing to low literacy. Does it follow those guidelines? Does the material meet the literacy level of your target audience? So if you're talking about if you're talking about a target audience in a specific geographical location, for example, there's information out there about what the average literacy level is in that particular geographical area. Look that up. You can find information about what the literacy level is for your particular target audience. So pull in what the literature has to say about your particular target audience and how does this material tie into that. Cultural appropriateness, let's talk about this just a little bit because this is very important. Cultural appropriateness is not just language. So telling me that, well, it's written in English and in Spanish, that doesn't make something necessarily culturally appropriate. Culture incorporates a whole lot of things besides race and ethnicity. For example, you guys, y'all are nursing students. You're nurses, as well as whatever your culture and your ethnicities are, and a whole host of other things. But just by nature of being nurses, that's a whole nother culture. So you've got to think about all of the types of cultural things that could impact your target audience, and talk about how does culture impact the topic as well as how does the topic impact the culture. So when you're talking about things, for example, maybe you're doing education about childbearing women. There's a lot of things that could be impacting the education in that thing. So maybe what are their beliefs about birth, or afterwards, how they should be behaving, or taking care of their child in the postpartum period, things like that. So those are some things that I want you guys to keep in mind as you are going through this particular assignment, and hopefully that helps clarify some things for you. And if you have further questions, feel free always to reach out to me.